Hi, I'm an old guy and I do maths, and today we're looking at the circumference of a circle and how we find it. And first of all, we should deal with the term circumference. Circumference is the length around the outside of the circle. So it is, if you will, the perimeter of a circle. You certainly wouldn't get into trouble with me if you referred to a circle having a perimeter. I don't know how other people who teach might feel about that. You might get corrected to circumference. That's the accepted term. And it's a very simple calculation, but it involves something which you've probably, if you're looking at this, only recently been introduced to. The idea of this thing, pi, which is a symbol for a value, for a number. It's nothing to get terribly concerned about. Again, when I'm getting into this initially with students, I just say to them, it's just another button on your calculator, and once you learn to use it and get comfortable with it, we'll get into exactly what it is. Anyway, so we need this, which is roughly equal to 3.14, and I say roughly, it's very roughly equal to that. If you're looking for something precise, don't use this. Use this button on your calculator. This is actually an endless non-recurring decimal, and you can have a look around YouTube and you're bound to find someone who's memorized it to 20 or 100 or even more decimal points. It's a ratio, which I just don't want to get into that any further. It's just muddying the waters. It's a button on your calculator. Now, there's a formula for finding the circumference of a circle, and it is pi d. We'll use c for circumference, or 2 pi r. When I say it is they. I don't care which one you use. Whichever one you use will be dictated by the circumstances. So let's look at the first one first, and for that we're going to draw in a diameter. There we are. A diameter is a line that goes all the way across a circle through the center of the circle. It goes from here through the center of the circle to here. And if we have a diameter, which is what this is, diameter, we use this formula to work out the circumference of the circle. So it is, I'll do it up here, pi times diameter equals circumference. If we don't have the diameter, but we have a radius, and I'll draw a radius in here, I'll do this in red ink. That's a radius, and a radius goes from the center of the circle out to the edge of the circle. It does not go all the way across. So the radius is half. So radius equals half of the diameter, which might explain why you multiply it by 2 to get the same result. Anyway, 2 times pi times the radius equals the circumference. And if that radius is, or that diameter is a nice round number, it's pretty easy to do. So let's say that the distance across here is 20 centimeters, and so the distance here is 10 centimeters. So the circumference of the circle, using the radius formula, is 2 times pi times 10. So that is 20 times pi. We'll come back to that. So this is using r. We'll come back to that. 2 times pi times 10. So that is this formula here. 2 times pi times 10, which is the radius here. 2 times pi times 10, 20 pi. We're going to do it again using the diameter, and that is pi times the diameter. The diameter is 20, so this is using d. So that is pi times 20, which equals 20 pi. You get the same result. Now, what is 20 pi? Well, 10 pi is equal to 31.4 if I use this value here. So it's approximate, but that will do. And so 20 pi is equal to 62.8, and that is centimeters. So if this is 20 across here, the distance around here is 62.8 centimeters approximately, because the value I used is an approximation. And if I work it out using this formula, I get 2 times pi times 10, because I'm using the radius. If I work it out using this formula, I get pi times 20, which still gives me the same result. And 10 pi is 31.4. I have to double that to get my answer. And when I double it, my answer is 62.8 centimeters. I hope that this demystified the idea of pi and the circumference of a circle. There is a separate video on the channel, it'll be in this playlist, on pi and what it is and a little bit about how it works. But seriously, it's a button on your calculator. And get used to using it. And once you're used to using it, once you get familiar with it, a lot of the mystery disappears. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time. Bye.